Hi there, students. Tether. To tether as a verb, or a tether as a noun. Okay, a tether is a rope or a cord or a chain that you tie to something, especially an animal, so that it can't run away, it can't escape, but it still does have some freedom of movement. So I'm thinking of the cowboy film. The cowboy comes into town on his horse and he stops outside the saloon and he tethers his horse to a rail in front of the saloon. That is to tether. And then the tether is the the rope or the tie or the rein that he uses to tether it, to tie it up. Okay, so this fastening for an animal or for something to restrict movement. Now, for example, if you go sailing, very often the people on the sailing boat have tethers, a cord or a rope, so that if they fall overboard, they can be pulled back in again. Yeah, it's a rope that's tied to them and tied to the back of the boat. Or an astronaut who goes out into space on a spacewalk. He has a tether, something that means that he won't get lost in space. Okay, so that is a tether. Then we can also use this metaphorically. A tether is something that restricts somebody, to tether somebody. So I've been tethered to my desk all day, trying to finish this project. Yeah, it's like I've been tied to my desk. Yeah, I can't escape from it. The council will give you this money, but it is tethered to certain conditions. It's tied to, it's connected to. Okay, so the sheep was tethered to a stake in the ground. The horses were tethered in the shade. Okay, yes, your communication ability in English is tethered to your vocabulary and grammar. Yeah, it's tied to, it's restricted by. Notice as well with smartphones, you can use your mobile as a tether, to use it as a modem to provide internet coverage to other devices. So I don't know, if you bought a smartwatch, it's something that needs to be tethered to a smartphone. So the smartphone acts as a modem for it. So that is also to tether. Yeah. Okay. So a rope or a chain holding an animal within a certain radius. A rope like restraint as a safety measure. So you could tether, the young child had a tether so he didn't run off into the street. Or the hot air balloon was tethered to the ground. Yeah, so that it didn't float away. We can also use tether to talk about the range of somebody's possibilities. The furthest they can range. So you need to tether him to a certain range of responsibilities. You also have this phrase, I'm at the end of my tether. Yeah, my tether is at full stretch and I can't go any more. So I'm so stressed out, I'm at the end of my tether. I just can't go on. I'm at the limit of my resources, at the limit of my endurance. The drought has gone on, and the farmers are at the end of their tether. They don't know what to do. You need to keep children in class on a short tether. You have a small range of allowable behavior or allowable responsibilities. Yeah. Okay. So to keep somebody on a short tether. Um, okay. Yeah. He is emotionally at the end of his tether. He's at the limit of his resources. He's at his wit's end. Notice as well this phrase, at the end of one's tether. There's an independent video I have on this, and I'll put it in a link to it in the end screens. Okay, so to tether, tethered to a post, tied up. Okay, so a tether to a safety line. Yeah, maybe when a group of people climb a steep mountain, they are connected by tethers. I have no more tether. I'm at the limit of my abilities or my resources, particularly this phrase, to be at the end of your tether. And then to tether, to restrict with a tether, maybe physical, but maybe metaphorical as well. Love tethers us to our families, for example. To connect one thing to another, your pay rise is tethered to an improvement in your productivity. To tether a cell phone or a smartphone, to make it work as a modem for another device. Okay, to tether. I tethered my smartphone, a regular verb. I have tethered the horses. And so formality, to tether. I think I would give this a 5 in formality, maybe 5.5. I think you could use it almost anywhere. I think this phrase at the end of my tether, I think maybe I'd give it a 4.5 in formality. So use it semi-formally or informally, but not very formally. And then as to origin, okay, there was an old Norse word, to the jaw, or a Proto-Germanic word, tudra, meaning a rope or a cord, which itself goes back to Proto-Indo-European, deutro, I think a tether, or dew, to tie up. Okay, so tether, a rope, a restriction. Enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Tether.